Hello, I'm Tam the Tam BOTC channel, and I wanted to talk about. I've had this argument recently as well, where I was just in my friend's stream, and he has a new person who went into his Discord. This is a different friend. This isn't Dave's channel. This is a different one altogether. But he was arguing different things with physical media, and he used the same dumbass argument I've seen some other people use, where they argue, well, PC doesn't sell versions with discs anymore or disc trays. First off, technically, you can build a PC with a disc tray even today if you wanted to. You do have to plan ahead, of course, and how that's integrated in. Uh, but also, PC at the time was, I think, only one of many different platforms that was no longer really like having disc versions of games, and that's only talking about games. Steam was also a little bit more trustworthy than most sites. Like, would you trust Epic Games with that idea or whatever? Now we got multiple platforms doing it, and Sony is hurting other places. So, other fields of, like, for example, the advertising for different game companies on their Twitter, because they're getting so much backlash from the rebellion going on. A lot of those studios are probably pissed because they got a paying spot for their advertising. Uh, to the removal of so many movies not long after the announcement to and that's a big deal too, because you can still buy physical movies, at least for now. Who knows when that's going to become a problem next. I think there should just be a stop killing fricking everything, if anything. But just stop killing everything physical. What's next? Our action figures and stuff will go digital too. God, what the frick? Our furniture, our fricking homes. Frick, that's another fricking can of worms to talk about. Seeing the stupid, might as well mention the stupid data centers. Companies are just more evil now than ever. They're just getting more evil and greedy. And these companies do not care about you clearly. Actman just posted a video recently. I do want to, even though this video just came out 16 minutes ago, this one part is a good part. I hope he doesn't mind. I'll link his. Let me see. There you go. I'll link it in my video, but I'm only showing a very brief part of it.
Broader entertainment industry.
I'm gonna keep it
Motherfucker, you
small.
are the broader entertainment industry. What are you talking about? This is a natural direction for Sony
So he's
Interactive
reading
Entertainment
this,
to
and I think
adapt to
this is a good
consumer
part to
trends
keep.
as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs.
He also
This
talks about
transition
how
will enable us to align
they
more
just do
closely
not
with
care
how
for the fan
most of our
base.
community
They see
prefers
us
to
as
access and
swine, as
play
pigs,
games
farm
today.
animals.
Again, keyword most. Most is not all. All includes digital and physical. You can't even spin this in a positive way because all you're really trying to do at the end of the day is save $2 to $5 on manufacturing costs for producing and printing physical copies.
Yeah, and what
We'll
I'm trying to, whoops.
continue to
Yeah, and what I'm trying to get at with this now, and like he's trying to get at too, is that there's just no excuse. They only care about the money. They don't care about their fans or anything. They just don't care for us. Hence, also why they've been so silent for so long. They're probably going to have to respond eventually, but it's probably not going to be what we like to hear. Or they're going to be dickheads. Who knows what they're going to do? They could whine back at us. And it's so ironic due to the original uh, way they were selling us the PS4, because the PS4, because the Xbox One was trying to go in like also a digital kind of direction, or be a cable box, a TV station instead of a console for gaming. They sold us on the idea of physical versions of our games, and now they're doing it reverse, uh, which is weird because that's kind of what part of what won them the console war in that and at that time, and along with other things. But yeah, that was a big step, and now they're going reverse. They don't see a bad thing with this, uh, and now they're getting this entire gigantic rebellion against them. Uh, really stupid. But I absolutely hate the argument of trying to compare the whole PC not selling. Is that you can still buy technically some physical media, mostly movies probably, then like when it comes to probably physical games, it would have to be older stuff or just collector's edition stuff. Maybe there is another way to get discs. I know that Baldur's Gate wanted to, the Larian Studios wanted to do a version even for PC of like I think their physical media or whatever. I'm not certain on that. Um, but yeah, incredibly stupid argument. I hate it. It is stupid. It is just as bad an excuse as Sony's goddamn excuses right now. Stop trying to shove that excuse down our throats, please. And when it comes to choices, which he was about to get to actually, I think he talked
To
about that and
prioritize
he
our resources
highlighted
to
it
drive
by
innovation
saying
in how players can
choices.
access games and provide choices.
Yeah, there's no choices. There's a reason he says that louder than the rest of that. There's no choice. You are not given a choice, and they're probably just going to pull a Ubisoft. This is all probably thanks to Ubisoft. It's a rippling effect from Ubisoft after their whole crew incident, and then another rippling effect from Nintendo because Nintendo was raising the prices of their games. They're kind of one of the ones that started that, as well as they were doing the digital game key cards in their physical boxes or whatever instead of physical copies, which was really freaking annoying too. I'm glad I didn't buy a Switch 2. I do not give a crap. There's just not enough games on there. And they were also the same person that talked about made this stupid argument was telling me the game console has exclusives. Not for me. I don't care. I don't care for a lot of their exclusives. I didn't play God of War Ragnarok. I didn't care for it. The new Ratchet and Clank at the time, I didn't care for it. Obviously, I do not like Last of Us 2. Don't care. Ghost of Yotai maybe, but I can go without it. Same with Horizon Forbidden West. I just wasn't as big a fan of the first Horizon enough to say, um, yeah, there just wasn't enough. The only thing that got my attention was Demon Souls remake, but I have Demon Souls PS3, so I don't necessarily need that, but it would be cool to have. But that was like the only one I can think of off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of anything else, and I just don't care. I just don't care personally for anything else. Maybe they do have a lot of good exclusives or cool exclusives, but none of them get my attention. Hell, I even have problems with the Nintendo and Xbox exclusives right now. Like, I hate how a lot of games have to rely on realism nowadays. Like so many games are just about trying to be more realistic and not just in the visuals, but also the gameplay, which just makes the gameplay like look at the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption, how tedious it can get at times with like trying to pick up stuff. It's just ridiculous. And then you got other games where they have long ass animations of picking stuff up and such. You could use Metro Exodus as an example. And there's stuff like Ghost Recon Breakpoint and stuff when you're sliding down a hill, and once your stamina runs out, you just start to roll down a hill and take damage. It's just annoying, tedious stuff that just is adding to freaking the play time because it's more like filler than it is anything else. A filler element than it is a actual fun gameplay element. But yeah, I just do not care for a lot of freaking, and I might not even care for the next PlayStation console. Hell, I don't even really care for the next Xbox or uh, freaking Nintendo console or whatever, which I already passed on freaking. Like, I don't even care for the next, what is it called? Dusk Floods, the From Software game. I'm kind of worn out from Software games right now, unless I occasionally go back to play one of the older ones that I know by heart. But yeah, there's just too many of them, and especially now, look at all the frickin' not from Soft, but Souls-like games that are coming out from frickin' uh there's frickin' Immortal. What is that frickin' game called? There's Liza P. Liza P was getting a DLC. There's Immortal frickin' it's the one that's got like the death metal and such part of as part of it. You got another Code Vein game. You got another Lords of the Fallen. Like a bunch of Souls likes that are coming out at the same time. Armored Core was at least somewhat different from those. But yeah, we've had so many of those. I'm kind of sick of it now. I would rather a port of freaking Bloodborne, if I'm being honest, to like PC and such. It's just ridiculous. uh, I'm kind of just tired out, just like I am tired out of. It's a completely different type of tired out from Star Wars content because there's so much of that goddamn crap too. It's just more of a I need a very long break from this stuff, please. I'm done with it. We had a Dark Souls trilogy. We had Demon Souls. We had Bloodborne. We had frickin' even though I want a PC port of that, or maybe even a remake and remaster or whatever. Um, I don't know which would work better for fans. There's just so many things we would prefer than just another Souls game. Yeah, it looks cool, but it's not enough to sway me. It's not enough. The only games I know that are worth buying on the Nintendo Switch 2 are stuff like the Donkey Kong and maybe the Kirby Air Raiders. I do not care for that Metroid Prime 4, especially with the annoying ass side characters and such, and all the other hand holding problems and so on. The stupid desert area, too. Ugh. But those two games are not enough to sell me on it, and they're not really console sellers. When I think of console sellers from a Nintendo system, it's like mostly something to do with one of the Mario characters, or like Zelda or something that gets me on board. And while they're going to have a new, they have that new Star Fox, which has that same problem I was talking about with the realism. No, they do not look like Muppets. I don't know why people are saying that. They do not look like Muppets, like the freaking original designs that we saw back in the day. No, they do not look like that. They look like they're trying to do realism with them. And then there's just a lot of uncanny design choices, like where's the metal legs and stuff. Uh, and they look more uncanny in motion than they do in like standstill images. There's just a lot I do not care for. I'm sure it's fine, but is it necessary? Not really. Not really. I would prefer a new Star Fox game. Hell, when the Mario Galaxy movie, which is not as good as people make it out to be, has a better Star Fox design, you know you fricked up. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. Um, but yeah, yeah, I just do not care for a lot of the newer stuff in general. So I must say, like, I even have problems with like the new Fable. Like, Fable had kind of a like edgy, like kind of a sense of humor to it. Why does the new Fable game not even look like it has any humor to it? Like, you could fart at people and stuff. I'm sure there's still things like that, but from everything I've seen, it just feels devoidless of humor. Hell, one of their recent trailers for the game looked like it was trying too hard to be edgy. It's just ridiculous. And then the gameplay stuff, like even though they put people at ease with it being too easy to play and utilize the combat, uh, it's, it it looks too realistic. There was a style to Fable, and while it looks like a lot of the styles probably mostly for background stuff, the human characters look too, they're trying to make them look realistic in this stylish world. And it's a video game. Come on. Not everything needs to be realistic. When it comes to a movie, I can understand that. But when it comes to a video game, since you're creating it by hand, and you're making these digital versions of characters instead of having live action actors, unless you're making an animated movie, of course, then the argument's the same. But come on. Like, where the frick has the style gone and like character models? It's all gotta be live action like human beings and stuff. It's freaking annoying, and it's getting to be everywhere. I already play a human in real life. I know that your whole goal is for realism and pushing the boundaries of it, trying to push graphics and such to its absolute limit until things are realistic. But it also shows another problem where once they hit that, and in my opinion, they technically already have, every game not only starts looking the same from one another, especially with character models and such, like I said, but they also just don't have that style anymore. And it's uncanny, it's weird, and you might as well not even make it a digital product if you're just going to have them look as live action as possible. Why not just use live action people at that point and then find a way to freaking implement that? I don't know. There's so many weird things about it that I hate. But anyways, I hope you found something interesting from this.